25% of the music that I've written is at Atomica Music. I have 2 labels, one that I run for Atomica called Merge, and then another production music label that I own called Flesh and Bone Music. And we're just going to type in my name. And it's Jonathan here. It's my stage name. I honestly don't know how it's going to pull up these tracks. This is the most recent thing that I've turned in. Well, you know what? There is a video of me writing this song. This is called Dream Folk. I was going for that dreamy folk type of sound. You can see from the waveform that there's a nice build to it. I'll make sure to link to the making of this track. We won't spend too much time on it. Christmas is right around the corner. You might recognize both that piano sound and the violin. That's Post Felt from Somerville Sounds and Woven Violin from Somerville Sounds. Trying to keep it super chill. It's Christmas time. There's a fire going. The family is arriving. The key element for Christmas time is sleigh bells. Don't let anybody tell you different. Now, there's going to be editors and there are going to be people that are tired of sleigh bells because it's cliche. They might use a mix without them. I always provide an alternate mix with no sleigh bells right here. But my guess is that those stay out for a while and they're like, it needs to sound more like Christmas. And then the main mix finds its way back. Ghosts of Yesterday. This track was also written to be a demo for Woven Violin, an in-context demo. You can see that there's a build. I lean a lot into repetition, hypnotic parts. I like to layer piano parts, different octaves so they work together. From the Somerville Sounds perspective, I'm leaning into the kind of chaotic, the random nature that Woven Violin provides instead of trying to make it into a library that you can play a really intricate melody. That's not really what it's for, so I was trying to lean into those textures. And if you check out the alternate mixes, here's only main piano and string drones. I built those alternate mixes, and so I'm trying to give you the most basic way this track can be minimized and still have enough of an underscore feel without those elements that draw your attention. Oh, acoustic heart. Steady and repetitive fingerstyle guitar layers with accompanying clean electric guitar lines, tranquil reflection. I'm trying to create a mood that sustains over a period of time, grows a little bit. I'm rarely ever going to loop any kind of acoustic guitar parts. I'm going to play them because even though they don't change all that much, I'm I'm lifting the energy ever so slightly through each section, and it keeps the track from sounding like a loop. Let's listen to Echo Canyon. Side note, I was meeting with one of my international sub-publishers, and he was complimenting me on my artwork. He goes, especially this one. And you know what? I took that picture. That's an old truck in Somerville, or an old, what is that? Not all the artwork that I make is original, but this one was, and it got the compliment. These later tracks, a lot of them are demos for Somerville or demos for other instruments. And this demo was for Hunter Rogerson's Folk Voices. I also made a video of how I wrote that track, and I'll link to that as well. Now, let's do something totally different. This album, as you can see, Synthesizer Meditations, was meant to be an album of like Doogie Howser. I shouldn't say, try to stay away from specific names of things in the world of production music. But to me, that's what I always associate this certain electric piano sound from the 80s. And these were meant to be, you know, if Saturday Night Live was doing a skit, you know, what would it sound like if it was kind of a dream, weird sequence from the 80s? Okay. Lo-fi chill. I wanted to give that a try. This is actually for the new label Flesh and Bone. Not the closest to the heartbeat of what Flesh and Bone is, but I like this track. Underscore section. Change directions. This is going to be for chamber rhythms. A lot of success on British television. Kid from Texas here. Oh, kid. I've written a lot of tracks that kind of lean towards positive beauty. That's not necessarily positive. I also like any kind of alternative rhythm, so the hand claps instead of traditional rhythmic sounds, just something that can make it unique. And it's called Claps and Strings. This is a good example of naming a track what it is. With this rugged strength, heart of a working man, I'm going for that Dodge truck, real men type of sound. So that's when the serious story is happening in the background. And then we got to pick it up. Ooh, this was for a voting push, a political push. So I called it You Are Wrong, and it was for an album called Vote No. problems and solutions. So with this one, this is a rare change of pace type of album where you start out with going negative and then it leans positive. So there's some moment of change. I bet the change is right there. What do you think? Oh, I remember this one. I was feeling pretty poppy. Soft drums right there. I don't remember that. Worry and concern. Exploring the cosmos. Ooh, the worry will kill you. And this is all orchestral. Color and motion, clappy snappy. Well, that's fun, isn't it? Okay, back to my roots. This was drive-in indie folk rock type sound. Okay, that's fun. We gotta speed this up. Let's see. Chillaxin. There might be a video of me making this track. A lot of reversing, creating alternate melodies out of loops and things, and also going with that kind of stuttered swung feel, which is not something I've done all that much. Afraid to Die. Oh, this one's on YouTube as well. Man. I think this was a demo for a Spitfire. All right. Sophisticated branding. This album was going for that high-end luxury, where people think they're really cool and they're driving really nice cars. And the music has an edge to it, but then there's usually either vocals or strings that are giving it that beauty, that expense. We Own the Night. This one I use on my YouTube channel a lot. This whole album, Beauty and Stillness, is actually my album Paper Trail. So if you listen to that, you'll recognize it. Now these tracks have done really well for me. Power and Perseverance from Courage. I got 0 minutes on here. Shoot. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. If not, type in my name at atomicamusic.com, Jonathan, and you'll get to hear all this. Last one. The worst is yet to come. This one's fun. This is like a world. How can you make it sound like America, but not? I didn't go as far back in time as I thought I might. There are quite a few tracks. So if you're curious what I was writing 15 years ago, you'll need to put my name in and scroll down pretty far. Whether or not writing as much music as I have written, and I know people that have written 3-4 times what I've done, whether or not that was the right move, it doesn't really matter to me at this point. It was the right move to acquire the skills that I have acquired over the past 15 years. Every single time I made an album, I tried to find a reason to get better and to work on something specific so that I could add that to my toolkit. But please, if there are better paths, easier paths in this world of music licensing, music for media, production music, please, please, please let me and everybody else know in the comments. And hey, if I'm just another YouTube sync bro, you can let me know in the comments as well. Talk soon.